This is a test of the x-axis part of the solar reflector. I've taken it completely unmounted because there just wasn't enough space to move around this room. But as you can see, all I've got in there is just a stepper motor with the screw thread thing from one of the electrical joints and a bit of Meccano and some araldite in the middle of it. At the bottom of the gearbox I have some epoxy CDs and some ball bearings, and it's a basic sandwich gearbox. It's plugged into my stepper motor, and it goes to the ULN transistors, and the Arduino is just told to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a very simple test pattern. It's reasonably strong. Like if I put my hand there, it pushes my hand out of the way, as you see. And if I push down on it, it can withstand quite a lot of weight. With regards to my y-axis gearbox, I've dismantled it and I've wanted to know why this wasn't turning. Now, my first hunch was that the stepper motor was not powerful enough, but these McLennan ones can do 1 Newton meter. It turned out that it was strong enough, but the thing holding the pinion gear onto there was not strong enough. I tried to use araldite. I don't think I've got any to show you just here, but basically this is what came out of the pinion gear when I dismantled the gearbox. And as you can see here, it appears that the araldite just basically went snap, and then the pinion gear just loosely turned round, and the stepper motor was just turning around and it wasn't doing any motion. Now I know what you're going to say, why didn't I tap it? Well, I do have a tap and die set, but as you see here, don't know if you can zoom in enough. It's too blurry. Why can't it focus? Maybe if I show you there. Okay, there we go. You can see how it's threaded at the bottom. Now I bought this tap and die set from Screwfix or B&Q, and I have to say, for 30 quid, it's a complete hunk of junk. Do not buy it. Do not buy it at all. The only good things about this are the fact that it's got the tools you need to actually do it with, but all of these taps and dies are designed for aluminium or some other light metal so that they can cover their own asses. But if you're trying to use it to tap steel, don't use B&Q. That's just what I found. These two taps here, worthless. They might as well be nose picks or something. Now, fortunately, my lovely girlfriend has bought me a new tap and die set. Now, at the same time, I've made some progress with a much more powerful type of motor. Now, I'm sort of, at this stage, a bit sort of, shall I go towards the stepper motor and just keep the existing design, just tap this onto there, reassemble the whole thing and have a go? Or shall I just scrap the whole thing and rebuild the entire gearbox controlled by windscreen wiper motors? Now, if this is a solar energy program, I'm sort of inclined to go with the stepper motor because it's low energy. So that means it's going to be a very efficient system and I don't need to do any additional circuitry or anything else. But there's another part of me that wants a much more powerful, much more robust system that makes me want to go with the windscreen wiper. But I've had a problem with the windscreen wiper motor because it had a 10mm thread on the end there, but I've been spending all day cutting and sawing and diamond filing down this end so that I could get this to slot on. Now when I boot up my computer, wrong switch, sorry. I've got to plug in the computer because I'm using the 12-volt power supply to drive the windscreen wiper motor. On. You'll notice that it's a little bit off centre, and I'm not quite sure what I can do to correct that. Or better still, if I show you from top down. It's not tapped in at the moment, but you can see it's wobbling around a little bit. I mean, the good thing about these McLennan ones, okay, they're 40 quid, but all of the rotor arms are like perfectly 90 degrees. Whereas this windscreen wiper motor, it wasn't perfectly 90 degrees. It took me, where is the other piece I wanted to show you? This thing. The lever arm, it took me all day to diamond file through that. I destroyed my hacksaw in the process. It was just such strong steel. Now I guess if you're building some sort of robot arm it's kind of useful, but for what I'm doing I want to put a small pinion gear on there to drive this giant gear here, and my the arms of my dish attach onto there with these 8mm bolts. So I mean, I'd like to hear your feedback, guys. I mean, I want to see what you think. Do you think I should go with the windscreen wiper motor? Or continue the stepper motor but just tap the gear on rather than glue the gear on? What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.